Bleach Rebirth of Souls is just around the corner and I'm so excited to finally play a modern Bleach game that isn't another gacha. But there's one problem. Censorship. Did you see what they did to Halle Bell? The anime was bad enough and now it has to spread to the video games?
Is trash.
I'm only joking, but some people are genuinely not happy about that. I personally couldn't care less. Now the game's roster is another story. Currently, the base game will have 32 characters on launch. They are Aizen, Byakuya, Chad, Gin, Grimmjow, Haribel, Hisagi, Ichigo Shikai, Ichigo Bankai, Ichigo Final Getsuga Tensho, Ikaku, Izuru, Kaien, Sajin, Tolson, Kenpachi, Kisuke, Mayuri, Nel, Niotora, Rangiku, Renji, Rukia, Stelzaporia, Shinji, Shunsui, Soifun, Stark, Toshiro, Yukiura, Uryu, Yamamoto, and Yoriichi. Now, while I was reading that, did any of those names stand out to you? How about Kaien Shiba? They seriously put a minor character with a few appearances in the story as part of the base game roster over more important characters such as, Joshiro, Yumichika, Aisin, Badagon, and another key character. I think you might have heard of her. I think her name was Orihime. Kaien Shiba is an important character in the story, but should have been a DLC character down the road. But since he isn't, this means that many important characters will have to be. Who seriously thought this was a good idea? In no world would you have relegated Yumichika, Orihime, or Joshiro to DLC characters. And why would you release Haribel and Stark without Badagon? It just doesn't make any sense.
What a time to be alive. Such a waste of fucking time.
One of my concerns with this game is that since it isn't an arena fighter like Sparking Zero, there might not be too many characters in the game. I don't think it'll mirror Fighter Z's roster of 44 characters since it's already releasing with 32, but will it have over 180 characters like Sparking Zero? Probably not. It does beg the question of how many characters they do plan on releasing in this game with future DLC. That number could explain the release schedule for characters, costumes, and alternative forms. All we know so far is that the next characters and costumes are going to come from the 1,000-year Blood War arc. If they were saving Yachiro Unohana for that DLC, well, that makes sense. She didn't do much fighting prior as the captain of Squad 4. I always felt it was silly when they used her Shikai in combat situations in other video games when it clearly wasn't designed for that. I also hope that Yumichika will be part of that DLC as well. It's still weird he wasn't part of the initial roster when everyone else from that group was. Now, going beyond this, if you don't take into account the 1,000-year Blood War arc, which has a ton of characters, or the fillers, films, novels, and so forth, we're still missing over 20 key characters that should be in the game. It's actually even more, depending if you want to include Arrancar besides the Espada. Of course, I'm not expecting characters like Shadowlong, the guy who says Exacta, or Arad to be in the game, although I really like Arad Zanpakuto's release.
Awaken! Volcanica! This, my naive friend, is what happens when an Arrancar releases his Zanpakuto.
And his fight against Ikaku in the anime.
Bankai! Ryumon Hosukimaru!
But we should at least get the main characters from everything, and since they released multiple versions of Ichigo, so does that mean other characters will get the same treatment? And if so, which ones? My hope is that this game will have at least 100 different playable characters, in addition to all the costumes and alternative versions of different characters, like what they did with Ichigo Shikai and Ichigo Bankai. So far, the main roster is solid, despite some odd character absences, and it will allow you to reenact plenty of the main fights from the story, and of course during the story mode, which I'm very excited to play. And despite not including the best girl in Bleach, Asani, on the initial roster. I'm still really excited for the release of this game, and I should hopefully be streaming it on the day it comes out, so look forward to that. Anyways, these are my thoughts on the game's roster. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the base game roster, upcoming DLC, or anything else in regards to Bleach Rebirth of Souls? Whatever they are, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.